Mystika. Real documented mysteries, records first. Someone leaves point A, then time is gone. So what happened inside the missing hours? No rumors tonight, just what's recorded. We follow logs, reports, and timelines. Now, let's build the first case file. Missing time has one rule. Memory alone can't close anything, so we hunt for anchors. Anchors are checkable moments. Receipts, calls, tickets, door logs, witnesses. That brings us to the method. Step 1 is simple. Lock the last verified moment. Then we mark the gap. Step 2 is simple too. Lock the first verified moment after. Now, we compare the two. If anchors agree, the gap is real. If anchors conflict, the story is unstable. Either way, we stay evidence first. Most time-slip stories start small. A normal walk, a normal drive, a normal errand. Then the clock jumps. Some people notice it instantly. Others learn it from worried calls. And that's when fear arrives. Because the gap has no narrative, no memory, no clear stop, no clear reason. So the mind starts filling it. But we won't fill it with fantasy. We list normal causes that fit records. Then we test what survives. A wrong turn can explain minutes. Traffic can explain hours. But missing time feels different. Missing time feels like a cut. One moment is clear, the next is later. Now, let's define that cut. A cut needs two anchors, a before and after and nothing between. That's the file we're studying. Now, a warning about sources. Many cases are preserved in books and interviews. So we label what's primary and what's retold. Retellings polish chaos. Polished stories sound stronger than messy truth. So we chase earliest versions. And here's the trap. The internet repeats details that were never in the first account. So we separate reported from repeated. If a claim has no date, we flag it. If a claim has no named source, we mark it soft. That discipline keeps the file honest. Now, why do these cases feel paranormal? Because time is the one thing we trust. And missing time breaks trust fast. A missing hour can ruin a day. A missing night can ruin a life. And that's why these stories spread. So we slow down. We take one gap at a time, and we ask, what can we actually verify? Verification starts with basics. What time source are we using? Phone, watch, wall clock. If the clock drifted, the gap can fake itself. So we confirm time sources. We ask if settings changed, daylight shifts, auto updates, travel mode. Then we keep what still holds. Next, we confirm location anchors. Who saw the person last and where? Who saw them next and where? Then we measure the distance. If the distance is short and the gap is long, that's a red flag. Not proof of time travel, but proof of a missing bridge. Now, we hunt the bridge. The bridge is the mechanism. A stop, a detour, a blackout, a delay, a memory failure. If no bridge fits, we label it unknown. Unknown is not supernatural. Unknown is a missing link in a human system, and human systems fail quietly. Now, let's move into the time slip category people cite most. Reports where the scene feels wrong, like the world is off by decades. That brings us to Versailles. The Versailles time slip story is widely cited. It's preserved as a later written account, discussed for decades. But hard anchors are limited. What's documented is the claim, a walk, a shift in atmosphere, and unusual details. Now, what can we actually anchor? We can anchor that the account exists. We can anchor how it was published and debated. But we cannot anchor the scene with modern logs, so we treat it carefully. A written account can be sincere and still unprovable. That's why this file stays disputed. Yet the pattern matters. Many reports mention stillness, muted sound, odd calm. So we compare the pattern across cases, because other stories echo the same beats. A threshold moment, a sudden quiet, a wrong-feeling environment. Then, a snapback. Here's the key question. Did the external world change? Or did perception shift? Now, we test both lanes. Lane 1 is environmental. Lighting, weather, crowd flow, stress, expectation. But many case notes don't confirm specifics. Lane 2 is cognitive. Attention narrows, memory compresses, time feels wrong. Yet that still doesn't explain every measured gap. So we keep both open. We don't declare time travel. We declare an unresolved mismatch. Now, street-level time slips. Stories tied to one block, one street, one corner. That brings us to Liverpool. Bold Street is often mentioned in collections. Accounts describe a sudden, wrong era feeling. But the anchors vary by retelling. Some versions mention shops and clothing. Some mention a brief disorientation. Then normality returns. Now, what can we verify? We can verify the place exists. We can verify the stories are publicly repeated. But the exact moments remain personal reports. So we label it pattern evidence. It shows repeated claims around one location. Now, we shift to missing hours cases, because your topic is hours lost, not just atmosphere, but time missing with consequences. So we enter the late arrival files. These cases start with routine, a commute that should take minutes. Then the person arrives. Hours later, the witness says they never stopped. The family says the clock proves absence. Now, we need anchors that don't argue. Tech anchors can help. Calls, messages, battery patterns, location history, if enabled. But logs can fail too. So we treat tech as one witness. Useful, not perfect, not sacred. Now, we add human witnesses. Human witnesses are tricky. People confuse dates, times, and sequence. So we prefer independent witnesses that align. The strongest cases have multiple anchors. A receipt time, a camera time, a witness time. And still, the middle is blank. That's when time slip language appears. Not because time bent, but because the bridge is missing. Now, we name the bridge problem. The bridge problem is simple. Where were they? What were they doing? What changed the clock? If we can't answer that, we don't pretend. Now, a common claim is everything was ruled out. Unless testing is documented, we treat that as unverified. That keeps the file fair. We can say reported missing time. We can say anchors suggest a gap. But we can't say proven impossible. Now, the most dangerous thing is certainty. Certainty turns a report into a legend. So we keep language careful and the record clean. Here's another pattern. Many gaps happen during transition spaces. Doorways, stairwells, stations, corridors, parking lots, places with blind spots. Blind spots matter because observation drops. And when observation drops, memory fills the silence. That's how a cut forms. Pattern 2 is isolation, even briefly. A moment alone, out of sight, out of contact. Then the gap begins. Pattern 3 is silence. People report the world felt muted or empty. That feeling often marks the cut. Again, feeling isn't fact, but repeated feelings can guide questions. So we ask, what conditions create that sensation? Stress can mute perception. Monotony can erase detail. Sudden focus shifts can compress time. Yet the timeline still needs to fit. Now, Let's show the viewer method. Ask, last verified minute, first verified minute. Then ask, what evidence connects them? If nothing connects them, don't invent. Label it unknown segment and stop. That's how investigators stay honest. Next, check for drift. Device clocks can be wrong, settings can change, auto-sync can glitch. So confirm time sources, then check routine traps. Familiar routes trigger autopilot. Autopilot can remove detail, but ours still demand anchors. So what separates a story from a case? A case has at least 2 anchors. A story has only a feeling. We're not here to mock feelings. We're here to respect uncertainty without turning it into magic. That balance is the Mystika rule. Now, why do these cases go viral? Because missing time attacks identity. If you can't account for hours, you fear yourself. It also attacks safety. You feel location isn't reliable, and that fear pushes people toward extreme explanations. But extreme explanations require extreme evidence. A verified chain, end to end, with no breaks. And most cases can't provide that. So we call them what they are. Documented, disputed, incomplete. That's not dismissal. It's accuracy. Now, we build a framework viewers can reuse. Category 1. Perception slips, where time loss is small. Category 2. Anchor gaps, where time loss is large. Category 3. Record collapse, where documentation fails under chaos. Category 4. Concealment, where intent hides the bridge. Each category changes the questions. Perception slips feel vivid, but without anchors, they remain personal experience. So we mark them as low-resolution files. Anchor gaps are different. The gap is measurable, and consequences appear. That's when the file becomes high impact. Record collapse happens in crowds, crises, and confusion. Dates drift, names blur, logs vanish, legend outruns the paperwork. Concealment is the hardest category. Not always fraud. Sometimes fear, shame, or escape. And the record may hint, without proving. Now, we return to the hook. Hours disappeared, and the witness can't narrate them. The record preserves the gap, not the answer. So what happened inside the gap? Sometimes it's normal, just unremembered. Sometimes it's unknown, because anchors are missing. Unknown doesn't mean supernatural. Unknown means the file can't close responsibly. And that's the honest ending. Now, one more critical rule. If a retelling adds certainty, but removes dates, distrust it. If it adds drama, but removes sources, reject it. Because Mystika is not rumor. Mystika is reconstruction from what we can actually see. And where evidence ends, we stop. So what single anchor would change everything? A verified timestamp, a camera clip, a logged entry, a confirmed witness. One hard link can close a gap. Without that, the loop stays open. And open loops create a special fear, a world where time can't be trusted. That fear is real, even if time travel isn't. The experience is still documented, as a report, as a claim, as a gap. And the gap still matters. Now, a final note on language. Time slip is shorthand, not proof. It describes the sensation and the paper mismatch. So the real mystery isn't physics. The real mystery is why the bridge stayed hidden. Blind spots, logging failures, memory failures, or hidden intent. And that brings us to the closing question. What would you accept as closure? A mechanism or a reconstruction? If we don't have it, we call it open. Mystika doesn't sell certainty. Mystika follows what's recorded, then stops where evidence ends. So the next case starts with better anchors. If you've heard a missing hours report with sources, drop the location, the date, and the earliest reference you can find. And next time, we rebuild the gap, line by line.